In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we are live for episode 5 of DK and the Bees Horror Buzz. And we got some great guests tonight, don't we, Beatrice?
We certainly do. I hope you guys have all been checking up on our website to see who was on tonight. And I'm going to show you a little intro, just a tiny little funny thing. Hold on. Take a look at this, you guys.
They're saying your volume's a little low.
Oh, is it? All right.
Great scene from that movie.
Okay, so with that, we are going to bring on our special guests, Alvin and Hal. Hi, guys.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Hey, Alvin, how are you?
Hey, Hal. I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Good. It's good to see you again.
You too. You too.
John and V, very nice to see you.
Yeah.
Very nice to see you guys.
And Hal, you're just sort of floating in this. It's just like this head.
He does. He looks like that. The Bohemian Rhapsody.
I went up against I'm up against a dark blue curtain.
Oh my goodness!
But the sun is going down.
Oh.
So yeah, just gonna be this floating head.
The floating head.
Ooh, scary.
That's awesome.
That's
very, very dramatic, Hal. Beautiful.
There you go. See,
I like it.
Yeah. You can sing I ain't got nobody.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. So
I guess I need a little more light in here, but I don't have any of my equipment because my move is not complete yet.
Oh boy, okay. So Hal and Alvin, can you guys see the comments?
No, I don't see anything.
If you don't, do you have on the side? There's a little box on the top on the far right side that should say comments. In any case,
I see that. It says something that says private chat, and then something that says comments.
Yeah, so if you click on that, it'll open up that box for you, just so you can
see comments.
I don't have any of that.
You don't see any of that, Hal?
No, I'm on a phone though. I'm using an iPhone.
Oh, you're on a phone. Okay. Yeah. All right. So so we do have one person that's Facebook user. See, I told you guys, if you don't go onto the website first, it's just going to come up as Facebook user, so we won't know who you are. So our wonderful guests, both Hal Havins and Alvin Alexis, are the stars from another 1980s wonderful horror classic, Night of the Demons, which I enjoyed the other night. I watched it. Lots of fun there. Just to get started, before I forget, I do want to ask a question that one of the guests, one of the fans had asked was, had there ever been talk with Raj and Stooge coming on to the sequels? Was that ever in the discussions, as far as you guys know?
No, not as far as I know. I mean, the first sequel, they talked about Stooge, but I mean, he was pretty dead by the time they were done. You know? Right?
Yeah,
it ended with him in a puff of smoke.
Yeah, so much, yeah.
I think Roger would have been the only one alive to be in the sequel.
Well, Roger and Kathy, you know.
That's right.
So those two would have made a lot of sense, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People ask that all the time, with Elm Street too. It's like, you know what? We'll tell you guys, if we were offered a sequel, most of us would take it, especially on a popular show like that. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
Well, also too, I'll say this, that at the time that the movie came out, it wasn't released like nationwide, right? So people kind of caught up with it over time. So maybe the producers didn't really know how people would react to it. And maybe, and I don't know, I'm just guessing, maybe there was a second script written. Uh, and so maybe that's what they thought. We'll just do something different. We'll go in a different direction. Just in all fairness to the producers, because I don't know why they decided to do what they did, but maybe that's what they
Well,
were thinking. That
I
yeah, go
think
ahead,
that I
Hal.
think that why they did what they did was pretty simple. At that time, what was happening was horror icons, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason. So they just hung their hat on Angela, which, let's face it, she was, by the time it was done, she was the most visual character in the film. So by the time she developed, into
Hmm.
whatever demon.
Yeah.
So it only made sense to kind of hang it on her. And my cleavage isn't as nice.
Right.
No, but I'll tell you though, Stooge. Stooge, Hal, as Stooge, you definitely had an iconic look with the pig nose. I mean, that just stands out in what kind of character you were. And I always loved both of your guys' character. And Alvin, Roger was definitely the smartest of them all. I mean, he really should have been the one survivor, just because that man knew, I'm out. I am
Yeah,
out.
that's the thing.
Everybody else
Roger's
wants
gonna
to.
run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think people identified with the character because that's what they would have done. Most people said, well, why would you stick around? So I think they saw in my character the thing that made the most sense, and they ran with that. And I think that's why people identified with him. So I do agree. If that was me, I would have done the same thing.
Exactly.
Wait, 1 second, you guys, before we go further. John, a technical thing. I've got all the pictures coming up. They're going to be on the right-hand side.
You want me to take care of that?
I want them to cover you and me, not Hal. Hal and Hal.
Oh, it's all right. I can move over a bit.
When the
He can
picture,
move his head. It's detached from his body. He can go
That's
anywhere
right.
he
Okay.
needs to. I'm not sure how maybe I can. Here we go.
there's Hal. Yeah.
Let's see.
So-
Oh
One
no,
eye
I'm
out.
moving. Oh, I'm moving everybody around. We're playing. His head's just all over the place.
No, that works though. John, do that. Do what you did, so that they stay on the
Oh
left.
yeah.
Let's see
There
if
we
I can
go.
turn the light up a little bit.
No, you're fine. She just wants the picture to come on so it doesn't block your head.
It's still
We
dark.
want to see you guys tonight.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are the guests. So yeah, so there you are with that pig nose and all that and stuff. So
Yeah.
question for you,
Alvin and Allison.
right? Yeah. You
Yeah.
were mean, Hal. God, you were rude and nasty.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're all archetypes. Every character is a very simple archetype,
Right.
which is one of the reasons, Roger just said it, or Alvin just said it, why people identified with him. I think because it was a large cast and everyone is a specific type. I think that's why people like the film when they're young. You see it when you're young, because there's somebody for you to attach to.
Mm.
Somebody has your sense of humor or your sense of, drama, something that you can attach to. Because there's 10 characters that really all carry about the same weight in the film. Except for, of course, Angela and Suzanne.
It's kind of like the Breakfast Club of horror in a sense. I mean, you have a little bit of everything. Somebody you knew from high school. I mean, everybody knew a Stooge from high school. Everybody knew the guy who was going to make the best decisions out there, the most common sense, like Alvin's character.
Yeah.
And every character is somebody that was. I remember somebody like that from high school. I
Exactly. You
remember.
can identify, and you're like one of them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I'm most like Stooge. So.
I was the guy who wasn't invited to the party, so luckily I got out of that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Alvin, was it hard for you though? Like in the scenes where what is the girl that you were with? in most of the scene, like
Judy?
when you both are locked in the
Judy.
room, Judy, and was it challenging for you to, because your character was just sort of, scared and in that corner while she's like running around doing all that work, trying to get you guys out. But did you find it when you first read the script? Were you okay with that, or did you find it a little hard, like a guy letting the girl kind of, be the strong one, which was cool. I mean, I think that's why people liked it, but it's not the traditional role.
Yeah. That when I originally read the script, well, actually, let's put it this way. When I got the job, because I think was given the sides, and I was told on the day of that the movie was already cast. Even the
Mhm.
role that I had was cast, and they said that the guy that they had that was going to do the role, they could no longer use him because apparently he had done another movie and then he changed his look and they didn't like that. So they said if you audition for it today and you get the job, you'll know today you'll get the job. In other words, that it won't be like you have to wait. And so I didn't really know much about the script or anything, but I did get the job that same day, and I was very excited because because actually I was in Hollywood for a month, and I was getting ready to leave that same day because I had no more money. I ran out of money, and I was pretty much excited about my first Hollywood film. Um, uh, all those things that you're talking about is kind of interesting because I really my first thought was I wanted to be truthful and honest to the character the way it was written. Um, and I didn't have a feeling like, oh man, this guy is he's chumping out. I mean, he's got to show a little bit of courage, which actually he does do, but it
Right,
just takes a while before you get to that point.
right,
Um, but in my mind, I just felt like this was just the beginning of good things to come.
right.
So you got to start somewhere, and I was happy to have gotten this part. So I don't have any regrets about it.
Right.
Some people say, "Wow, I mean, you were wimping out in most of the film." Well, yeah, but at the very end of the film, you
Yeah,
know, I reach out and I grab her. I don't, I mean, so there is some redemption to this character.
yeah.
And then again, look at the reality of it. Most people would probably have done the same thing. Most people probably would not have reached their hand back to get her. They would have just kept on going.
Right,
So,
yeah,
you know,
That's actually a good point. Who would reach their hand into a pile of demons?
right. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, you came back.
Roger Wood. Roger Wood. That's the
yeah.
guy.
Well,
Yes, he
Roger
would.
did, and Roger did.
Yeah.
Um,
Caught
so
But I
all.
think that's great for character building, though, too. I mean, you see a guy who starts off, timid, but he has to show his heart and his character, and when it comes down to it, he's going to stand up. And I that's the type of character I can relate to a lot, and that's why
absolutely.
your character was definitely a standout for me in that film.
Exactly.
Wow. Well,
And
thank
this,
you. Yeah. And we had a great camaraderie, the cast. Um, I always looked at Hal and all the other guys who were getting demonic possession, and I was thinking to myself, "Wow, I'm kind of lucky that I didn't have to go through all of that because it was, there's a lot of work getting all that makeup on and then getting it off, and it takes hours." And I just said, and I'm just sitting around chilling out, uh, enjoying watching them go through that. But but it was interesting. It was an interesting experience and one that I'm proud to be a part of.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, Hal,
well,
And
you
you,
guys.
also,
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'll just say this. I mean, I'm not speaking to people that don't know this, but in those days, and we're talking about 1980s, late 80s, most of the black characters in horror films died within the first, 10 minutes of that film.
right,
And so in some ways, this kind of changed the whole trend. And not only did my character survive, but he becomes the hero at the end. So I mean, that changed the whole trajectory. I think, in terms of the way people looked at blacks in horror films.
Right.
So there was others before that time, but I mean not very many.
No. Yeah, for sure. That was the very first to survive the whole movie, isn't that right? I seem to think.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, was it when that, one of the films
I mean,
where
Cade
the
survived.
guy the
Yeah,
guy
Ken Sagos.
maybe the Night of the Living Dead, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Night of the Living Dead, where the first film he survived, but then in the second one they killed him off in the sequel.
Well,
And
No,
that was
Night of the Living
Dwayne
Dead. He
Jones,
died,
right?
died at the end of the film.
But
I-
I think wasn't there a sequel to that one?
There's
And he
like
died in the second
400
one.
versions. But if you're talking
Okay.
about the original, he
The
was
original,
killed
yeah,
in
yeah.
the last scene of the film.
Okay. Well, then maybe I'm wrong. Then I guess it was.
I think he's
would've been
thinking of
Ken Sagos.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Alvin, I think you're thinking of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because
Yeah, Roger, Alvin, you were either the first or second one.
I think you
I
were.
think. Yeah, I believe I was thinking about Dwayne. You know Dwayne Jones,
Uh-huh.
Night of the Living Dead, right? Wasn't that the film? Night of the Living Dead, or was it something? Anyway, but I know Dwayne Jones was in the movie, and I believe they did a sequel, and then he died in that sequel, but he survived the first one.
Right.
But I could be wrong. You know, perhaps
No, I
some
think
of
you're
these.
probably right. But those are the remakes, right?
But they were
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
Yeah.
and they definitely were very, very few, but at the time. So you were a trendsetter.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it seems like in all the horror, in whatever franchise, it's the women that's always the heroes generally. So, the fact that you were is that it was a male is unusual. It's usually always a female that survives at the end. Right?
Yes,
True.
and it certainly made people think a little differently about how they go about writing these movies. I think they started thinking, wow, well, people are so used to. I think most of the money was on the black guy dying that they said, well, that brings us into a whole new way of looking at this, and I think that was a good thing for horror.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I do have this one thing that we do on our show.
Mhm.
Second. Oh, John, can you take off that comment?
Oh yeah. And he's saying Dawn of the Dead, Ken Foree's character, survives at the end.
Ah.
Okay.
All right,
Dawn
yeah,
of the Dead. Okay.
Yeah. They can get confusing if you don't watch all of them. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
City of the
Night of
Dead.
the-
There's
Yeah.
World of the
Night-
Dead.
But that was
That's a
the
big
Night of the
word.
Living Dead was really the first lead black character in a time that wasn't happening, which George Romero definitely
Yeah.
was the staple of getting that started, which I've
Yeah.
heard so
See,
many
they
great
killed him
things.
they killed him in the last scene of the film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, too, if you look at the Demons, it was incredibly diverse.
Yeah.
And it was diverse on purpose. You
Right.
know, they made the decision to do that on purpose. So I don't know back then if there was any other film with
Yeah.
that mix of characters, horror or not.
Yeah, I can't think of a more diverse cast than Night of the Demons did at the time.
Yeah. And that's why I think people started looking at it a little differently in terms of casting and how we cast these films. Because if something works, then you say, okay, well, that worked. People want to see, different representations, and I think that was a breakthrough for actors of color in Hollywood.
I think I think that holds true for horror films as a genre, like in the 80s, because again, I can speak for Elm Street. Our casts were pretty diverse too. There always was, we had some Black people, we had some Asians, we had some Hispanic. We had a nice diverse mix of characters throughout the different movies, and again, also the woman being the hero. So in a lot of ways, horror films, are kind of ahead of the time compared to the rest of film and TV, in terms of diversity and inclusion. Wouldn't you say, you guys?
Equal opportunity victims.
Right. Everyone gets killed. We all can get
Yeah.
killed.
Or
We have this living. We had. Oops. Oh, now I got the wrong side. Now it's covering.
Oh, there's my buddy.
can
Now
I don't. Oh, I'm moving everybody over. We're gonna slide you guys over. Oh,
no,
now
not
I'm
me.
making a mess.
This
I
is-
don't know what.
We
Now
make-
my screen enlarged. Yeah. I'm having
don't
all
need
sorts
to
of
switch 'em
problems
over.
with this.
So see, Hal is matching his dog. They're both in this black world. They live in a black void.
That's right. It shows you
So
that horror kind of sticks with you.
there you go.
He lost his body years ago, making some horror films, and ever since then they just pop his head on a new body, and he can transform. That's the type of actor he is.
That's exactly what happens to you when you're the fat guy in a horror film. They go after your body. The hero, no matter what happens to him, he always ends up with 3 little scratches on his cheek to just kind of accentuate his cheekbones.
Right.
Fat guy can lose an arm in a revolving door.
Here, John, we can move over
Hey.
from Terry.
Oh.
But Hal, tell us about Terry. What kind of dog is Terry?
Terry's a Karen Terrier. It's the same dog that Toto was. He's a Toto dog.
Oh, he's adorable. And then you have
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Marty.
Wow.
He's Bichon Frige.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
How old are
There
they
you
both?
go.
Different
they're
ages?
both the same age. They're both 10.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
seriously just ended up with both of them. My wife rescued the first one and brought him home one day. And then I ended up babysitting the second one. And I'm on, I think, the 3rd year now of babysitting.
Oh,
He's he's mine now. He ain't leaving.
adorable. And Alvin, you do not have pets, right? You said.
No, I don't.
But you're in this.
I used to have a cat, and then that's when I found out that I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, boy.
So that was.
You
the
don't want
last
one of
time I
those
had
hairless cats? Adorable.
a little
Devil
what?
cats.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a lot of devotion and time and care that you got to give to any kind of animal. So
For sure.
I think it's not for me.
Not for you. Well, gentlemen, we're coming to the time in the show where we ask a question, and there's a question number 1, 2, or 3. So it's like behind these closed doors. There's door number 1, door number 2, door number 3.
Yeah.
You don't know what the question will be, but you get to choose. So, Alvin, we'll let you go first because you're on top in the screen. So do you want question 1, 2, or 3?
Take number 1.
Okay, here we go. If you could have any magical superpower, the ability to do something normal that normal mortals couldn't do, what would you choose and why? So the question's up there in case you.
If I had magical superpower and the ability to do something normal mortals can't do, what would you choose and why? Interesting. Well, I don't know. I would probably want to try and do something positive. Maybe try and save people that might be facing some negative consequences. And perhaps see, because I often think like if you could save someone's life because you could see what would happen before it happened, that would be a great way to help other people. That's something I think about often. So maybe that's what I would do. I would try to help people that were in distress or in need.
By seeing into the future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which of course is a contradiction because if it's meant to happen, then you
Right.
maybe you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. But if I had that gift, then yeah, I would probably use it that way.
Okay, interesting. Seeing in the future. Very cool. All right.
I like that.
And Hal, you have the choice of 1, 2, or 3. 1 is the same question, so you could either answer the same one or try for door number 2 or door number 3.
Let's do 2.
Okay, let's see. Question number 2.
Because there's no way I can be as altruistic as Alvin. I pick something that's totally greedy.
Okay, let's see. All right. If you were to be thrown into an endlessly repeating day, as in the movie Groundhog Day, what day from your life would you choose and why? So you'd have to have the same day over and over and over for all of eternity.
The day I got married. That's easy.
Mm.
All right. Yeah.
That was the best day of my life.
Right. Yeah. That's what I always think too. But when I think of it, because I think the day, my marriage day as well, because we have all the people we love with us. But then
We
my
were
kids.
alone, so yes, I had all the people I love with me.
Oh, you guys were alone? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
We didn't even have a witness. The witness witnessed on video outside of the chapel.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just me, her, and the minister.
Wow.
So that's the
And
day.
that's perfect for my life.
All right. Well, that would be what you do. Yeah. When I say my marriage, my kids get mad. They go, "Well, we weren't around then," and I'm like, "Yeah."
But they were being planned.
Exactly. That's exactly right. They're being planned. All right. So, do we have? Hold on 1 second here. Comments. I'm looking at these comments.
We've had a few good ones. We had a great question up at one point. Of course, our buddy and artist Michael Toth, who does all this stuff. But where was the question I saw? Oh, this is a good one. Did any of the Night of the Demons cast have any input in their Halloween costumes, or were their costumes already in the script?
I think they were already decided upon what we would wear. You know, the costume designer. I was going to be a pirate. You know, Judy was. I'm sorry.
She was
What,
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Thank you. Yeah.
In fact, I
Um,
think she's the only one that was actually changed in the script. The original
Yeah.
script, everybody was the same, but she was Little Red Riding Hood, and then
Oh.
Kevin
Okay.
made the decision to change her to Alice in Wonderland because she's obviously falling through the looking glass.
Was that in the Halloween party when it was Halloween party?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was the working title before.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, every costume was chosen to delineate the character. I used to know the list, but I don't know it anymore. But each one had a meaning, like obviously Stooge being a pig. It all makes sense. Alvin being a pirate, he was the dashing hero at the end. He was a swashbuckler. So everyone had a meaning.
Totally.
And how much does it blow your mind that it's been 35 years since you made this film? This year's the 35th anniversary too.
Mm.
And you guys are having that reunion also at my buddy's convention, Anthony Greco, which me and Beatrice were at last year, Phantasm. They gave us a shout out and shared it out. So appreciate Phantasm for doing that. So that should be a fun show for you guys.
It should be. It should be. As long as I don't pop my other hip.
Ooh.
35 years, it's time you start breaking hips and elbows.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's just a joke. I haven't broke my hip.
But it's like, I mean, like I know for me, things feel like they were yesterday. Is it exciting that this movie has like just been in the fans' minds, the love the fans have for this movie over the years, and something you were part of? It's got to be really special and blow your mind. I mean, something that you couldn't have said when you were making it, or maybe you did. It's going to be like this. The fans are going to embrace us even 35 years later and thank us for what we've done and what Night of the Demons brought to a lot of people, because there is a hardcore fan base for this movie.
Yeah, there is. And, all you can be is really grateful. You don't know that's going to come. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You work on something and, the one question you get a lot about, especially about this film is, how seriously did you take it, And as far as I'm concerned, I was making Apocalypse Now or Gone with the Wind. I put the work I've put into any other project I put into this one.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. The only difference here, and I think why people don't take it quite as seriously, is because it's a comedy. If we didn't have the comic elements, I think people would have taken it a lot more seriously. The problem is, if we didn't have the comic elements, it wouldn't have gotten made. Because back then, that was the thing. That's what people were doing. So yeah, all you can do, you don't know what's going to happen with it, but you bust your ass on it anyway. And then one
Yeah.
day you find out, like with conventions and stuff you just mentioned. I didn't do a convention for 20, 25 years. I said no every year when people called. Because I was uncomfortable with the idea. And so it was 25 years later or so that I finally did one. And the most striking thing was there was a group of 5 that walked up, and you may remember this because you were there too. They brought a painting that one of them had done, and they had us all sign this painting. Do you remember doing that, Alvin? This was years
Just
and
like
years ago in Indianapolis.
no, I wasn't there.
Anyway, that was the first show I
I
did.
mean, the first one I did was in Jersey. So,
Oh, okay.
um,
No,
yeah.
these aren't the painting people. These are another group. I'm sorry. Anyway, they come up. They're from Texas, and I signed for them. We do pictures, and they go, "Okay, we'll see you. We're going home now." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're going home." I said, "Wait a minute. You said you lived in Texas." And they're like, "Yeah, we drove in. We met you, and now we're going home." And how do you answer? How do you respond to that? You don't. You just stare like an idiot. You know,
So,
and those kind of things happen almost every show. Something like that just stops you in your tracks. So, of course, once I did one, then I was comfortable with it. It wasn't as odd as I thought it would be. But you can't be anything but grateful that people like your work. That's it.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they're gonna like, what they're not. Usually when people talk to me, they're talking about demons or sorority babes. But one of the last shows I did last year, everybody kept coming up and asking about Alf. It's like, how do you even see Alf? Where is it? I don't think it's been on the air for 30 years. So you never know what people are going to be attached to. And all you can do is just be grateful.
And
that was a family show for us.
I second that. Uh, most of my early career was spent doing theater in New York City, um, and um, and there's a great deal of satisfaction doing theater because the audience, gives it to you right away. And so it's always a good feeling when you're doing something that you feel people can appreciate and you connect with that. So doing this movie was like a whole different element. And when we filmed it, I mean, I was very happy. I was very grateful for the opportunity. Um, but then um, but then you have to move on, like everything else. And then you do some other work at some other TV shows or what have you, and you're happy when you see a residual check in the mail, but okay, it's out there, it's in the universe. But had I thought that this would come back and years later would become like this cult, favorite, I would have been like, wow, that's like a double blessing, because now you're getting to connect in this age of social media too. On top of that, I mean, you're really getting to connect with people in a way that we could not have done in 1988 when the movie first came out, because that just did not exist for us. So I do remember in New York going to see the premiere, and and maybe one person came up to me and said, "Oh, were you in that movie?" Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I really enjoyed that film. Oh, great, thank you very much. Um, and that was it. And then because the movie only came out in one theater in New York, and then it went to some other theaters, in some other cities. But it wasn't until I guess when the DVDs started coming out that more people got to see it, and the VHS, more people got to see it, and I started getting a little bit more recognition from that. And that's always a wonderful thing, just getting that recognition. That makes you feel like, wow, I've had some kind of effect. So that is I felt very grateful for. Um, but never in my wildest dreams did I think that this would turn around. I think it was 2015 that or maybe 2015 when I got a call to say would I be interested in doing a convention, and it was to me going to the convention, it was like they want my autograph and they want to pay me for it. I mean that it was like okay. I mean I've signed some autographs, but I was never paid for it. When I've done shows in theaters and so forth. So that was just it just felt like wow. So this really means something. This really means something to those people who've seen it, and they really want to they really want to come and meet you and talk to you about it, and that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
so Alvin, you worked with, even if it was a tiny little one scene, you worked with somebody that I think all of us grew up watching. There, you see him? Didn't you? This was you on Sesame Street.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Oh, Oscar the Grouch. Okay.
The Grouch.
I don't remember doing that. That is really funny. I don't remember doing that. Let me just see that picture again.
Okay.
And I wow.
You don't remember?
I that's me. But I just don't remember doing that.
How can you not remember working with the Grouch?
The Grouch, right. It was a one day job.
Right.
Well, I'm so glad you showed me that picture because I want to get a copy of that. It was a one day job, and I guess I never saw it. So I just kind of forgot about it.
Okay.
I mean, wow. That because but seeing that I realized I did do that. I did that, and I must have. I guess I have done probably I've done quite a bit of day players on TV film projects. And then there's something called IMDb, right? And so there was one that I looked at and I said, "What is that? What did I do in that one?" You know, because after a while you do it and you just kind of forget about it. The ones you remember, maybe when I worked with Michael J. Fox on what was called the Concierge originally, and then it was changed to what was it changed to? Oh man, I forget now what it was changed to. But anyway, the film came out and I saw it and I was like, wow. But yeah, but the Concierge went to something else. Love at first, love something. But yeah, you just kind of do them and you just kind of forget about them. See, what's kind of interesting to me is that
For the Love of Money.
For the Love of Money. Thank you. That was it.
David Hogg.
Yes, Love of Money. What's really interesting is that with film, you do it and then it's out there, right? And maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't see it. Like I never saw that Sesame Street thing. As a matter of fact, that's the first time I'm actually seeing an image of it. But when you do theater, it's like you're doing it. You're really doing it, and it's happening at the moment. And you're getting the instantaneous response. So every play I've done, I can tell you, but it's just funny that showing me that picture, and I don't even remember being in that TV show.
Yes. Will you say something? It even told me what line you said. Now I don't remember what it was, but you had a line, saying to him that he could be a little less rude or something because you're passing by and he's being rude, and you say something to him apparently.
So you pull that up from where?
Oh, I have my resources. I
okay.
I researched
Well,
you both.
I love that. Yeah. Okay.
You were in this?
No, well, yes. Now, of course, the Brother from Another Planet. Yeah.
I love that. I saw that when I was in theater school back in college. I remember.
Yeah. And that was a film that was like a trendsetter. John Sayles was the filmmaker, and that he was a screenwriter, and this was his directorial debut. And Joe Morton, this was kind of like his breakout film that really kind of put him out there. And he and I had some work together in that movie. And most of it was shot on location in New York City and Harlem, with a really a good cast of people. And I had a great time on that set, just working and then seeing the reaction that people had when we went to see the film, when they had the opening night. So, yeah, and it was the first film that I did where I actually died. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you actually died in that one. And then
Yeah.
Hal, so you worked with Eddie Murphy. Can we switch them back to the left?
Yep.
How do we do that? Now I don't know how what kind of role you had in this, but did you have scene with Eddie or no?
Yeah, with Eddie and Martin Lawrence both.
Yeah.
And it was literally the worst day I've ever had on the set.
Oh my.
Because the whole time I just kept telling myself, don't laugh, don't laugh. There's no character, no thinking. No, I mean, I was trying to work, but both of them, if you looked at them, you started to laugh. Martin Lawrence has this weird thing where he can turn on the funny, like when a woman turns on sexy. He'll just all of a sudden, it's like this magic that comes out of him, and you look at him, and he makes you giggle because he's just funny standing there. And then once he moves or starts talking, that's the end of it. I was a big fan of both of them at the time.
That's great.
But it was actually a great lesson because Eddie Murphy, people don't realize, I don't think, what a filmmaker he is. I mean, the guy's absolutely stone cold brilliant when it comes to the technique of making films. We rehearsed it, and then he came in. Him and Martin come in, and then we rehearsed it with them. And Eddie kind of looked around the set for a minute and said, "This won't do." And he took his mini pages, his script for that scene, and it was a diner. He walks over and sits down at one of the tables, and they go, "Okay, we're going to break for a while." About 20 minutes later, they brought us back. He had rewritten the entire scene, and it was absolutely It was amazing. The guy's just so technically proficient. It's crazy. Plus, he's funny as hell.
Right.
So yeah, it was a hard day. It was like there wasn't a lot of creativity for me. It was just like, remember what you did before and do it again. End of story.
Try not to laugh.
But
Right.
it was
Just make
great.
sure you don't
It was
laugh.
great to see those two work. It really was.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. All right. And then Alvin and I. So I thought it was interesting if you look at our names. So Alvin Alexis, AA,
Yeah.
Hal Havins, HH, Beatrice Buckley, BB. Let's see.
Alliteration.
Well, I am a junior, so John Jr. You could even go JJ. So
There you go.
I'm pulling it out. I went, yeah. I had to think on that one.
And then the
So I couldn't
You know,
make
I used to get that all the time. So what's your real name? The one that you had when you were born with? And I say to them, that was the name I was born with, and I'm keeping it. Number one, because if it's going to be alphabetized, then that means usually I'm going to be the first one on the list.
right.
And I think it's a name my mother and father gave me, so why not?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, mine too. I mean, I wouldn't have chosen. That's a Buckley, Beatrice Buckley. It's a mouthful, but okay. We actually have right now.
Joke time.
Joke time. So I every week tell a bad joke or two, but not necessarily bad. These might be. What do you guys think? Okay. And tonight, after I tell my joke, Al is gonna tell a joke as well. So we have extra jokes. So here we go. Okay. Why can't you explain puns to kleptomaniacs? Why can you not explain puns to kleptomaniacs? Because they always take things literally.
That one's actually pretty funny.
Right? Wait,
I like that.
where's my little laugh? John, you're in charge. You got to make the little laugh go.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Let me find it. It's under banners.
Okay. All right. I'll fine.
You're the master of it. I can figure it out though.
All right. And then a truck loaded with Vicks Vapor Rub overturned on the highway. Amazingly, there was no congestion for 8 hours.
I'm a sucker for stupid jokes. I mean, that works for me.
All right, Hal, your turn.
Sure, I'll give you one. Guy goes into a psychiatrist's office. Psychiatrist is like, "What's the problem?" Guy says, I think I'm a dog. He's like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, I eat everything from a bowl. I like to roll around in the grass. I bark at the mailman. I really think I'm a dog, and it's freaking me out." The psychiatrist says, "Well, go ahead and sit on the couch. We'll talk about it." "No, I'm not allowed on the couch."
That was a good one.
It's hard finding clean ones.
Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so so Hal and Alvin, what we've been doing is we've been giving away. We do a giveaway during our show, and people sign up in advance. And this is Alvin. You haven't seen it yet. Take a look, Alvin. This is this mystery box. I know, Hal, you saw mine at one of the shows. I don't know if Alvin used.
Yeah.
But you open them up. They have all kinds of goodies. They have stickers and keychains and. Let's see.
And this one's loaded with extras, actually, because we had a few extra things made since you guys were on the show. It was tough. I guess we tried to rush it out. I wanted some more Roger in there, but we got a Hal. We added a Hal Havins Stooge keychain. We got Night of the Demons magnets. Amelia. We got her there. Because this box was initially, we had different plans for it, but we're going to add some Hal Havins to it. Here we go. And some Alex Alexis. They come with magnets. We got more keychains. So really, really cool prize. They're fun little boxes. People seem to really enjoy them.
Yeah, they're very cool things. I saw Bee's stuff and just amazing.
Aren't they fun? So we
Yeah,
have.
they are.
So what we have, we allowed 50 people to sign up. The first 50 people that wrote on my website, Hal and Alvin rule with exclamation marks. So Hal and Alvin rule, and they got their name on this wheel here. So we're going to go live. Oh, so let's see. Should we give away one or two? Because we have two guests, should we give away two?
Well, I was thinking, because I got 3 of these like this. I wanted to send. I can get another one printed out because I want to send one to Hal and one to Alex.
Yeah,
too.
you know what? Give mine away. I think it's
Okay.
cool if you can give 2 away. That'd be great.
Well, we could give 2 away, but I'm still gonna get one. We'll get a cover, and I got another box we can do for you. We'll get it sent to you. Plus, you said you had to go through some stuff anyway, but we got you.
Very cool.
So what we will do for the first one, Alvin, you pick a number between 1 and 50.
14.
Well, 14. Okay. So wait. So we're going to eliminate the 14th person gets it. Is that right, John? That's a long ways, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a different way to do it. Yeah, I guess. I'd say once we get up to 14, I'd say let's keep it.
Actually, that might take too long.
Yeah. Let's do 8.
Okay, we'll
That
do
way,
it.
since.
Sorry.
And,
Yeah, I forgot that there's 50. That's going to take.
How about 3 and 5? Let's do 3 and 5 because it's the 35th anniversary.
Okay. All right, fans. So you guys. So the third person, who gets chosen wins one box, and the 5th person will win the next box. Okay. And Hal and Alvin, what we do is that they get eliminated, the people that get picked first, and we tell them how they get killed. So maybe you guys can make up a way that they get killed for them. This is a game of elimination. Hold on 1 second here. So here we go. This is the first person that's going to be killed, eliminated. So Carla Schwam has been eliminated. And how was she killed, Hal?
My favorite death on film. Gets her head ripped off by a bowling ball cleaner.
Oh, man. All right. That sounds pretty wicked way to go. Here we go. Here's our second death, our second elimination. Oh. Oh. Okay. So Martha Smith has been killed. She's been eliminated. Alvin, how did she die?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Marta. She fell into this hole which has no bottom.
Oh, a bottomless hole. Oh my goodness. Poor girl. All right. Those names are coming off, aren't they? Yes, they are. Okay. So this next one is going to be the first winner. All right. So fingers crossed, everyone. And remember, you have to be here live watching. So if you're not, you don't get to win. Still going to get the screen, though. Oh, oh, oh. Oh my goodness. She's in England. It's her. Oh,
Sarah
Sarah.
Agnes Church. She was all excited. Now, Sarah is an actress. I got to give her a big shout out. She's deaf. She doesn't speak, but she's a talented actress. I'm going to be having her come on and sit with me. And she's also was in the Sawyer Massacre. And I got to give her a big shout out. She's like, I never win. I'm so happy for you, Sarah.
Okay. Did you write down her name, John?
Way to go, Sarah.
Yes.
Congratulations, Sarah. So you get the first box. It already is gone now. It goes away pretty quick. So you've got that down. All right. So we're gonna spin it 2 more times. The next one is a death, and then the 5th one is our next winner. Okay. So here we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah. And Hal's going to tell you how you die. Where is it? How does Dustin Bolt die?
I just saw the movie. Is this me or how?
Well,
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, Alvin.
I just saw the movie Cocaine Bear, so that's on my mind. And the bear traps. Is it a guy?
I think it was, yeah. The name's
Okay.
great.
He traps him in a cave and has him for a dessert.
Oh boy. All right. So that's it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kamisha. All right. So this is it, you guys. This is our big winner for the second one, for the second box. All righty.
Congratulations, Dustin, right?
Yeah. Dustin won.
Congratulations, Dustin.
All right. And here we go.
Oh, Dustin died.
Oh, he died. Oh, Dustin was the death? Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Brandon, it almost was you. Warren Harris Jr., are you here? Warren Harris Jr., you have to be here. So please comment if you're here. Otherwise, we're going to spin it again. Going once. Warren Harris Jr. Going twice. Is that you, Facebook user?
Yeah, well, Sarah's here. She just messaged me. She's like, she's having trouble commenting. So, but Sarah Agnes Church is here.
I don't know if this is this Warren Harris Jr. Whoever you are, if Warren, if you're here, say I'm Warren, because I'm just seeing Facebook user.
Come on, Warren.
Are you here? Warren Harris going once, going twice. Sorry, Warren. We're going to be spinning it again, so you guys have another chance. So I hope the person saying yay, I'm so excited, was our first winner. Which was
sadness.
Who was that, John, again?
That came off the wheel.
Who won? Yeah.
Who won?
The actress.
The last one. Oh, the actress is Sarah Agnes Church.
Okay. Here we go, you guys. Keep your fingers crossed. Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, she's Yeah. You can. Okay, Sarah's here. Good. I thought she was. She was saying she was having some trouble commenting, so I'm glad she made it.
Oh, I know so many of these people. Bobby Van Every, congratulations. Are you here? I didn't see a comment from Bobby. Bobby Van Every, are you here? Let's see. Remember, you guys, I told you have to be on to win.
Get to typing, Bobby. Get to typing.
What's that? Bobby, what?
Bobby needs to get to typing.
Yes, you do, Bobby. If you're here, you got to type. You got to say, I'm here.
Let's
Going.
roll, Bubba.
Going twice.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Bobby.
Hmm.
Oh, boy.
I think Jack won last week, and he had just tuned out, and I think he was here most of the time, or he couldn't make the stream.
Okay. All right, we get to go again, you guys. Oh, I'm here. Michael Toth. Oh, Michael Toth.
Yeah, it was Michael Toth's always here, trolling the old chat, artist and troll all in one.
He's a great artist. You too.
He is. He's incredible. Michael Bouchon.
Oh, congratulations, Michael. Are you there? I know you were definitely planning on being here. You commented a lot. Michael, are you here? My goodness, this is terrible. This.
Nobody wants to win a VHS. Nobody. Come on now.
You should have seen them all signing up. Michael Beauchamp, are you here? I know you were very concerned about how to enter and everything.
What is it? Break time over there?
I guess.
Is that everybody just like, what is it, midnight over there, or what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's still early. Law and Order probably started, so everybody wandered off.
Rob, you got to tell Michael he was supposed to watch. Rob Beauchamp. Susan Kavanaugh's here. Hal, she's been saying hello.
What's that?
Susan Kavanaugh. She's been saying hello to you a lot here.
Hello, Susan. How are you?
Yes, a lot of you are here. All right, I'm sorry. Rob, you got to tell your brother. He had to be here. So I'm sorry. We're going to do it one more time. And if this person isn't there, then I don't know what to say.
I know. Yes. Where are you? So somebody who's here. I want to see like a Tasha or Latasha, David, Buck.
Oh, Manny. This the last one to enter. Oh, Zach Jenkins. Why is that the names of people that aren't here?
If he's not here, I say since or she's not here. If they don't answer, I know who should get the winner. You know, that wasn't here last week. David Hogg wasn't here last week, but he's been here every stream. Oh, Tasha Reed's here.
No,
Well, yeah, you didn't. But I was just saying, I'd like to see someone like you or Latasha or Buck or Carla or somebody's here or been coming to the streams win for sure.
the wheel knows, David. My lordy. It's terrible. Okay, I don't want to keep wasting our guest time. Hal and Alvin, what do you think? Should we spin it one more time? Is this going to be the...
I think what you ought to do is this.
Yes.
Ask a question, and the first person that answers it wins.
Okay. Should we do that? All right. You guys hear that? Oh, Rob
Rob's here. Okay, he made it.
is here. Okay. Rob is here. No, but
Yay.
no, it's not Rob. It's Mike. It's Bob. Michael is the one that won.
Oh,
Rob,
Michael Bouchon. Oh, he said he'll take it.
I know he said we'll take it. But you guys, the whole idea, you get a prize for supporting our show too by watching us. We you know, it's a two-way street, guys.
Yep.
We don't give away for free. We have to pay for shipping and everything. Not fair.
Yep.
If you don't watch us, you don't win. I like Hal's idea. I like Hal's idea. Yes, you are all winners, you guys. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to take this off. And everyone who is here, you get an equal chance. So get your typing fingers ready, because the first one to type. And those of you who are saying that you would pay for shipping and whatnot, these are going to be for sale as well on the Doomsday Crypt store, which is going to be coming up soon. So you can actually purchase them. And if you want them signed by these guys, then you have to pay their signing fee, and we'll help facilitate that. But that we can make that happen as well, right, Hal and Alvin? If it got sent to you, you'd sign it for your fee. Yeah.
Sure.
So we'll let you know about that. But for now, we're going to. I think Hal has the idea, so he's going to ask a question.
Okay.
On the spot, and whoever is the first one to answer correctly on the comments will be our next winner. So get ready, listen carefully, and Hal will ask the question a couple times. Go ahead.
All right. The character Jay, played by Lance Fenton, was killed by Suzanne in a very strange way. What did she do to him?
Okay, you guys repeat that question one more time.
The character Jay in Night of the Demons, played by Lance Fenton, he was the good-looking guy that didn't wear a costume. He wore a sport coat. He was killed by Suzanne in a very strange way. What did she do to him?
You've got dancing. You've got smoke.
No.
You've got
There we go.
eyes out.
There.
Is that
There
it?
we go.
That's
Tasha
all.
Reed.
Gouge his
Yep.
eyes out.
Congratulations. Boom.
Tasha Havins. Good.
That means at least one person actually saw the film.
That was a great scene, though.
Is our winner.
It was creepy.
It was awesome.
Question. Awesome. Congratulations, Tasha. So you are going to be doing this wonderful thing. You can send either John or myself your shipping address and all that, okay, Tasha? And we will send that out to you right away.
And the same goes for you, Sarah. You can contact me or Beatrice, and we'll get you the address and we'll send it out.
Yeah. All right. So, okay, we've got. Oh, it actually is 9 o'clock. But anything, you guys, Hal and Alvin, anything you want to share with your fans, whether it's about upcoming shows that they can watch you in, or just anything you want to say? This is your chance.
Okay.
Beyond. Oh, Hal's coughing.
I'm sorry. I've got a bit of a cold, so I keep having to mute and cough.
Oh boy.
I'll go first.
Yeah, why not?
I'm doing a radio show now.
Oh.
On KVBB, the voice of Big Bear, 94.5. It's a blues show every Friday night from 7 to 9, where we have all sorts of blues from roots to modern, and stories about the artists and the songs and how they came about. These men and women had some wacky lives, so they've got great stories that, unfortunately, most of them aren't around to tell anymore. So we try to keep them alive and their music alive. And yeah, so every week on Friday night, there's a link on the KVBB website, I believe, that you can, you can internet it. And what else? That's it, really. A couple conventions this year, but so far I'm just trying to rebuild my life since I moved.
Okay. Well, Hal, that sounds really interesting. So I will post that again tomorrow, also underneath, or today or something. I'll post it because I usually post our winners. So I'll post their winners, and I'll post a link for Hal's Blues Show, because that sounds really good. And I know,
I'll get the link and send it to you.
Okay. And both Hal and Alvin will with. Are you going to, John, to Phantasm?
No, I was going to answer that. No, unfortunately, this year I will not be at Phantasm. I'm at another show the same weekend. But we, like Beatrice said, we are opening the shop soon, and we're going to be doing custom VHS boxes, cutouts, anything you see. We're going to have some really, really cool merch. So
But if any of you guys are from Florida or can get to Florida, you should go see these two at Phantasm. It's a wonderful show. It's fairly new. It's not, the biggest because it's fairly new, but it's one of the nicest run shows that I've ever been to. I love the people who run it. I love the whole atmosphere. And I love these two gentlemen. So it's definitely worth your while to check out Phantasm. When is it? Is it what month?
It's
sometime in September.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
fall.
I think is it the 7th through the 9th? I forget the dates too.
I don't know,
But yeah, there's
a time to research.
yeah,
Research
yeah,
Phantasm.
the 15th through the 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys got a great reunion going. Nick Benson's there again this year, special effects, and he worked on Night of the Demons. You got Linnea Quigley, you got Amelia Kincaid, you both, and they announced somebody else who was going too. So they got, you guys got a stacked Night of the Demons cast that you can get a bunch of autographs from in Phantasm. So check that show out.
Kathy Podwell going?
Yes,
I
I
hear
believe
that?
she is going. Yes.
Okay. Because she's one that doesn't come up too often. So it'll be great to see her.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see these guys. The social media for Phantasm just confirmed that. And so, Alvin, what about you, sir?
Actually, the conventions and actually right now most of the work I'm doing is on screen. My car, I have an old car, 84 O's, and it's in demand right now. So I'm actually working on a lot of projects in the city with that car.
Awesome. Isn't that
Yeah.
the car you drove all the way to
Yes,
Philadelphia?
it's the same. Yeah, it's that same one.
Yes.
So
Peter, who didn't even announce the show, with 3 of his clients on it, and Peter didn't sign on to watch us tonight. I'm gonna scream at him. No, I won't. But anyway, yeah, we drove all the way out there, Alvin and I, one night, just from New York to Philly for his birthday. But it was a nice evening.
yes, it was. It was a great evening.
So the drive back, oh my goodness, we were both like smacking each other.
Yeah. That was one that we won't talk about too much.
Yes, that's right. Oh yes, and then that month that we're not going to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Hal and Alvin have to do Night of the Demons 3 talk to Kevin. Oh, talk to Kevin.
I think they already made a Night of the Demons 3.
They did.
Oh, did they? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
we'll
been done.
do 5 or 4, whatever they're on.
All right. Well, it was wonderful having you guys on. Nice catching up. And I know actually Alvin and I are going to be at a show right up here by me. So in fact, Alvin, if you need to spend the night, you know that we got the spare room.
In Purchase?
Purchase, yeah. That's right by me, like right across the bridge. So that's a fairly new show. That's called which one is that? Is that the Great Comic Con? Or no, oops. Shoot. Well, anyway, we're posting all our shows. If you follow us on social media, we post all the shows that we're going to be at the different conventions. But anyone in New York, we're going to be at a show in Purchase. Why am I blanking on the name of it? Here, you guys entertain them while I look it up. You say something funny.
Well, it was great meeting you, Alex, and also Hal. It's a total honor to have you guys on the show. It was a lot of fun speaking with you guys. Congratulations on the success of the 35th year. I love Sorority Babes. I love a lot of the stuff. You and Beatrice, Alex, were both on 21 Jump Street, so you have that in common.
Yeah.
And you guys have just been in so many different projects that when I was looking things up, like people had talked about Alf and other projects you worked on. So congratulations. Are you guys both still actively acting, or is it more your car right now, it seems?
At the moment, it's more of the car.
Yeah.
But I'm actually doing quite a few readings of different scripts that possibly could go somewhere. But right now, that's basically it.
Yeah, no, I'm still acting. The last thing I did was, God, I hate to say this, because I don't even know the title. I only worked under it under the working title. I think it's called The Last Thing He Said to Me, or Last Thing He Said to Her. Jennifer Garner's new series for Apple.
Okay.
Did that. I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago. So yeah, I'm still out there, knocking it down, being the journeyman actor that I am.
Awesome.
Oh, so the thing that Alvin and I are both going to be on in July is Catastrophicon. It's called Catastrophicon Rock and Roll Horror Convention, and that's going to be
a good name.
in Purchase. Yeah, doesn't sound
Okay.
cool? Yeah, we're going to be there. Ari Lehman is going to, with his band, is going to be there. It's Saturday, July 15th this summer. So, all right. Oh,
Yeah, that band First Jason, they're great actually.
Yeah,
that's good. There's Jason. That's going to be there.
I heard them live. It's I've heard them live before, and they're fantastic. Ari Lehman's really, really cool. He's all over the place.
Yeah,
People are asking questions.
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Alvin, you were on The Wiz?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Right out of high school. I worked with the scene that I was in was the scene with Diana Ross and Teresa Merritt.
Oh, fun.
And we spent like I forget how many days we were on that, but it was great working with Diana. What was amazing to me was how thin she was. I've never seen anyone that thin in all my life. And I watched her, grew up watching her in the Supremes, but wow, up close and personal, it was really quite interesting. But she was very, very wonderful, wonderful to work with, and I had a great time. She was the only one in that scene, and Teresa Merritt, Michael Jackson. I don't. He was around, but we didn't work together on that in the movie. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for our evening. We've gone a little bit over, but again, it was absolutely wonderful having you guys on. And,
Well, thank you. It was great being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Okay. Well, thank you. And Hal, your little floaty head is very, very scenic. Yeah. See, look. Woo. Doesn't that look like?
Thank you, everybody that came and watched the show. Big thanks to Alvin and Hal, and of course, my co-host, Beatrice Bupley. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay.